Ingrid Bonde, CEO, AMF. Thanks for giving us a short interview here in Stockholm. You are W10 alumni from Wharton. It's great having a week with you over there in Philadelphia. And we're looking forward to seeing you on the 4th of February at our reunion with the Microsoft in Copenhagen. I just read in Dagens Industri, Financial Times Stockholm, so to speak, that you had such a great success with your return on investment based on a sustainable and responsible strategy. What is that strategy?
Actually, the base of the strategy is that we are a very strongly value-driven organization.
Right.
All the extra return that we get goes back to the customers or to the savers. And that is actually very important in the way we also run the business. And it actually influences all the daily decisions in how we allocate our resources and the responsibility we take. Mm-hmm. And it's quite interesting to see that this in itself has actually given a very high return.
Right. So how do you prioritize your investments?
Every single time we make an investment in time, we always ask ourselves, would this give value to my customer or not? And that enables us to allocate resources quite efficiently, mm-hmm. because we don't need to do things that are extra and that we cannot see is going to actually bring extra value to the customer. And we've actually also always said that we'll only do things that we understand and that we know. And as a consequence, we've always sort of taken the full responsibility ourselves. Mm-hmm. It's never somebody else's fault or somebody else's problem.
But then you have to stay very close to the companies. How do you prioritize resources doing that?
We do. We do the whole time. We work very hard on lean processes, ensuring that all leadership is very delegated, that all employees take full responsibility so that you can optimize how you use each individual within the organization.
So instead of sitting here at your headquarters, you're actually out there with the companies in dialogue?
No, we're not. Well, we are in dialogue with the companies, but what we make sure is that when we decide to invest or not to invest, we always take full responsibility for that investment. We never blame somebody else or put somebody else in the picture, and we ensure that the decisions that are necessary are always taken with the direct value, the value-driven customer orientation in mind. And it sounds quite simple, but it actually is quite interesting how in the financial world, where the creativity is so high, to stay put and only do these things very basic is fascinating, that it's actually created quite good value.
Right, well done. We have spent a week at the Wharton School learning about strategy and peripheral vision. So I'd like to hear from you. What is the big challenge you see just around the corner for your industry?
I think the big challenge is the global world we're living in and the imbalances that we can see continue. They have been very evident within Europe for the last 2 years, evident in the United States, and the imbalances between the rich or the poor countries, the regions in the world, is increasing, and that will create enormous volatility, and it will create probably overall a lower yield and lower growth economy for quite some time. And we need to adjust to that in the way we try to provide return to our future pensioners, and it's a big challenge.
How does that affect your portfolio?
It affects us quite a lot, what type of risks we will take, how we position ourselves. We have a global portfolio, where to put our money. We can switch. I mean, with the global economy, you can switch very quickly, but you can also then get fantastic gains, but also big losses if you're wrong.
Right. Ingrid, your personal portfolio is very broad. You are in societal mandates, you are in private sector, you have been in public sector, so you have a very broad view of the systems and the welfare systems as well as the business systems. So heading towards the 4th of February, we are going to discuss, should we interact as private business executives or public business executives in the welfare debate? Should we affect the politicians, or is it a too large risk for the companies we represent? How do you view that?
I think we need to. I don't think we have a choice.
Right.
We make quite a lot of studies on how the world will look like in 10, 20 years' time, how the pensioners will be. And we can see that people are going to live longer. They're going to have a much greater need for care, medical care and elderly care. And there is no way that the society can provide this with the present economic growth. So the interdependence between the private sector and the private individuals and the society is increasing, and it has to be solved one way or the other.
So we have to, it's an obligation, it's not a choice.
I don't see that we have, no, I cannot see the choice. And I can also see that if we don't solve these issues in relatively early, we're going to have tensions between the generations, because the demographic development will make the next generation maybe not willing to pay the way that the older generation expects them to do. So there's quite scientific evidence that the interdependence and the interlinks will increase.
Right. I look forward to discussing that furthermore on the 4th of February. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to that.